I was 11, on my way back home from a friend. It was around 9 p.m. It's winter, so it was really dark outside, and I'm walking next to a synagogue that's 500 meters from anything, houses, stores, etc. And little, easily scared me is frantically looking in every direction, scared that something might be stalking me or might jump at me. Suddenly, I hear a car door opening and a voice shouting, "Hey kid, come here for a moment." I manage to pick up that he's a foreigner because of his accent, which makes it even scarier. I'm scared shitless. Try to walk it out and act like I didn't hear him. He shouts again, "Little kid, I just need some help with my car. Trust me." Now I'm scared and don't want to answer him. I don't know what to do. He's an older guy. He could easily outrun me. Should I shout? No. I don't even know what his intentions are, and I don't want to alarm him. That might make him do something. Now I'm looking at the guy from over my shoulder. He's walking towards me. Oh no, please no. I shout, "I just want to go home. My parents are waiting for me." He's getting closer, about 10 meters from me. He says, "Well then, let me get you a ride home. Let's go in my car." "No thank you. It's okay, my house is literally 2 minutes from here." He lifts his arm, as to put his arm on my shoulder. I hold back my tears. I try to walk back. He catches my shoulder and smiles. Suddenly, I hear a voice calling, "Hey Ron, Ron, come here." That voice is my uncle and I feel relieved. The guy just starts running to his car, starts it and speeds off. I burst into tears. My uncle comes running. I tell him what happened. He takes me home while talking to the cops on the phone. They didn't find him. So, to the guy who wanted 11-year-old me to come into his car for whatever reason, let's not meet. I used to work in a pretty decent-sized office building. There were 2 maintenance guys there every day to do the cleaning and stuff around the building. An older one and a younger one. The younger one was kind of strange. He never really talked to anyone and mostly stared at the floor when he walked around. I'm a polite person, so I'd sometimes say hello when passing. It got to where he'd say hello to me first and hold doors open for me. I never thought anything of it. It's normal polite behavior. Fast forward a couple months later. I started coming in each morning to find a single rose left on my desk. I had a boyfriend who worked there at the time, and I know him well enough to know he wouldn't do something like that. We aren't terribly romantic. Neither my coworker who came in at opening nor my coworker who left it closed ever saw anyone leave the roses. So that meant someone was doing it either after hours or very early in the morning. After about a week or 2 of roses, a lady across the room filed a complaint that someone was taking roses from the bouquets her husband would send her regularly. She was missing exactly the same number of roses as I had found on my desk. I got really creeped out at the idea of some rando leaving stolen roses on my desk. I also returned them to her. But this is where it gets interesting. Management checked the cameras due to the rose lady's complaint, and guess what they find? Lo and behold, the younger of the maintenance guys, butt naked, walking around the building. Naked, stealing a rose, and naked sitting in my chair. I was never given further info on if he engaged in any more disturbing acts while sitting in my chair completely naked, and I don't want to know. Rumor has it there was also some very questionable and inappropriate content found on the browser history of the computer he was allowed to use in the maintenance office. Creepy maintenance dude was fired on the spot. I got a new chair ASAP, and strongly considered burning all the clothes I had worn while sitting there. So, scary neckbeard naked flower thief, I hope we never meet again. So my girlfriend and I got a motel for 2 nights. It was not the best motel, and not on the best side of town, but it was cheap, so it worked for us. I was 20 and she was 19 at the time. Anyways, the first night went fine. However, the second night things started to get strange. At about midnight, there was a banging on our door. I looked out the peephole to see a scraggly-looking, shorter white man standing outside my door, with jeans on and no shirt. My first thought was that this guy was probably on drugs or something. Was probably banging on everyone's door for whatever reason. Whatever, I'm tired. Time to go to sleep. Then about 2 a.m., as my girlfriend and I are starting to fall asleep, I think I hear the man say something outside. You and your girl are gonna die tonight. Now I tried to trick myself into thinking that I didn't really hear this. I mean, why would some random stranger say this? How did he even know I had a girl in the room? Had he been watching us earlier? All of these thoughts are going through my mind while my girlfriend is asleep. Her name is Jane. I don't want to disturb her, but at this point I'm feeling pretty nervous, so I nudge her awake. I said quietly, I think that guy is still outside. She is half asleep and thinks I'm being paranoid. He begins to knock on our door again. Alarmed, we get up to look through the peephole. This time, he's standing in front of our door, but looking the opposite direction with his hands behind his back, almost militaristically. I began to call the police from the motel phone. Jane thought I was overreacting, but I was too afraid not to call. I told the police about the man, and they said that they would send somebody out. I called the lobby and told them as well, but they said they couldn't do anything, and I should call the police. Sure enough, about 10 minutes later, a police car rolls through the parking lot. And they leave. What the fuck? They must not have seen the guy. Great. Now this guy starts talking more craziness outside. He says stuff along the lines of, man, you called the cops? You're a fucking pussy, man. I'm gonna kick your ass. But he stopped shortly after, and we didn't hear anything from him for another 10-15 minutes. Then, again, outside I hear him say, you and your girl are gonna die tonight. Jane heard him this time as well, and she was instantly on my level of terrifiedness. And she hadn't heard this before and insinuated I was over-paranoid or hearing things. She insisted we call the police, and this time I let her talk to them. She was much more shooken up on the phone and conveyed a necessary sense of urgency I wasn't capable of. Again, a police cruiser comes through the parking lot. I see the car is about to leave again. Pissed off, I walk out to the cruiser. I felt safe enough to walk outside since the police were right there. I asked them why they were leaving, and they said that they talked to the guy, but he wasn't doing anything obviously criminal, so they couldn't do anything about it. The officer said he was messing with the air conditioning to our room. I explained to the officer the comments we heard this man making about killing us. But again, he told me there was nothing he could do. What the fuck, right? So the cops leave. Again. They leave me and my girlfriend alone at this motel with this crazy asshole for the second time. And now he's really pissed and must have seen me talking to the cops. Again, he's knocking on our door, calling me a pussy, saying he's going to kick my ass. So I called the cops for a third time. About 15 minutes later, I heard the sound of handcuffs outside my room. I had never felt so relieved. I don't know what happened and why they finally decided to arrest him. I'm just glad that they did. I could hear him saying, "What did I do? I didn't do anything," while they were cuffing him. As soon as the police were gone, my girlfriend and I left the motel. Luckily, my friend was awake at 4 a.m. when I called him, and we crashed at his house for the night. When we were pulling out of the motel parking lot, I could see the man in the back of the police car looking at me. The deadest look I have ever seen. To the crazy tweaker outside the Visalia Motel 8, let's not meet. Hey guys, it's Bella Deadwood. I don't know about you, but none of these videos helped in my trust issues with strangers. So Halloween is right around the corner now, and I'm getting pretty excited for it. I've got a late start, so nothing too big will be happening, but I'm still going to do my best for you guys. As always, if there are any suggestions you have for future videos or how I can make my storytelling better, please leave it in the comments below. And until next time, guys, I'll leave you with your nightmares. Good night.